had no money on me, so I was staying with a family that I don't know. A guy introduced me to his brother, so I was staying with them. So I was helping them fetch water, wash plate, and take their kids to school before I could go to training. This family were really amazing to me. I think for me it's one of the highlights. Excuse me. It's one of the highlights of that scenario, that journey. So I finally went in with the 17. I went in the camp in the hotel with them. So Amunike every time is really harsh on me. I think for me, I was thinking in my head that he hates me and stuff like that, but I didn't know he was really like pushing me and everything like that. Even when we had games and I scored 4 goals, 3 goals, he never said congratulations. He would call me, he would blast me, he would push me and everything like that. Not until we were in Argentina, we had the final training, and they called the players that are going to Chile, and he called me out and started speaking to the boys and saying a lot of good things about me, about my game, and I was shocked. And that was when he made me the assistant captain of the team. I think that really fuels me going to the competition. I think it gives me the motivation in which
I love to listen to stories like this. They inspire me. They are very inspiring stories, because these are kind of stories that will lift your spirit whenever you are down. Listening to stories like this makes you believe that God is. And I saw in the comment section where this video was first posted, somebody said when she discovered that you can work so hard and still be poor, she began to ask for the grace of God. See, there's nothing that beats the grace of God. There is nothing, because there are a lot of people that have worked so hard, like they don't sleep. They are working on their content. Those who are content creators, they are doing a lot of things to ensure they break even, and it's almost like they are always meeting the wall. Like they have tried, they have prayed, they have done the sown seed, they have fasted, and it seems as though nothing is working. But all of it is that if the grace of God is not on that thing you are planning and doing, it will look like God does not love you. It will seem as though God does not love you, like as if you are praying and it's not producing any result. This is how a lot of people have been through. There are a lot of people like Victor who have tried their best to see how they can make it, but they didn't make it. But here he is. He's making it, and he has told you a short story of how he came, he became who he is today, the family that were there for him. All these kind of stories are things that equips one. Like the writer here said, I love hearing this kind of stories. It's a great motivation to keep a lot of people pushing. Honestly, because a lot of people are practically pushing. Whether you are living in the UK, whether you are living in Canada, you are practically pushing. Most people are going through a lot. You will never know until you hear their story. You will see somebody walking like this. The person will tell you that. Just recently, a friend of mine told me how a man went to shorty somebody, and the money is in thousands of dollars. And immediately he signed that shorty. The person never paid back that money. Now this man is the one they are holding. The last time I hear that EFCC, they are looking for the man. And you see me, I have advised myself, never again will I see someone in need of money and I say, okay, don't worry, these people will give you, then you pay. I have advised myself, because I have noticed that even people who are traveling or doing one business or the other, so people will collect money to pay back is a problem, So I advised myself also. Because there are times you see people going through a lot. You wonder what's really wrong with this man. He makes so much money, but we don't see it. You don't know their struggles. Some of these footballers, there's one footballer that once Mikel Obi was talking about his family. He said his family pressured him, and they were becoming very entitled to his money. And you see these footballers, they do a lot of job. They work hard. They try to, ensure that they feed home. But the thing is, even though you who is watching this, you are not a footballer, never forget the people that were there for you when you were climbing to the top. Never forget them. Because you see those people who were there for you when you were climbing to the top, they are the real deal. They are the most important people in your life. Because I feel that those people who come to you when you have made it, they are just fair weather friends. They are just people who came because they were pushed and enticed by your millions or billions you may have. But you see those people that believed in you when you had nothing, those people who were there for you, cheering you on, telling you that you can make it, Never forget those people. Never ever forget those people. Always stand by them. Always be by them. Whatever it is, stand by them. Don't allow anybody tell you, no, this person is below your class. Remember, you were in that class. I tell people, there's somebody, I saw a video where somebody was saying, do you know who my father is? Do you know this? Because some people brag a lot. They will tell you how they are earning so amount of money. That's how somebody came on my comment section, one South African guy. He said he's earning $40,000. I said, you are earning $40,000 and you are making mouth. Do you know how much people on YouTube are using their money? Just maybe one video will give you that amount. And you're here bragging that you earn it in the month. You are here showing, flexing, and you discover that guy is not earning shishi. He's just doing that to score a cheap point. I'm trying to say this to say that be humble, because you don't know the next minute. All the people who are lying in the mortuary, all the people who are lying in the graveyard, they had ambition, they had dreams, they had everything. There are a lot of people who came out like Victor and did Victor Osimhen, and did everything they did, and it didn't work for them. But you would think, oh, they have blockhead. Victor is the smartest guy. No, he is not the smartest guy on earth. God knows how he orchestrates everything. But does God not love those people who have prayed and asked? He does. That's how life is. Life in itself is not fair. I've always said it, that life in itself is not fair. But what can we do? We keep hoping, we keep trusting, we keep believing that one day God will come through for us. He will come through for us. He will come through for our neighbors. He will come through for our siblings. He will come through for our parents. It is a daily thing. Footballers need so much prayers, because I know of this guy who went to play football one time. This guy was super good. He was in Benue State football club. All of a sudden, the guy, was in the village. So he was now coming to talk to me. Some of us that come from families that are very known. So people always want to make friends with you. So he came and was talking to me that he wants me to be his girlfriend. He wants to marry me. I'm like, me, like this. How? Then I think I was just maybe 18 years. And he was talking about marriage already. I'm like, bro, I have to finish school. So he got to tell me, he was not telling me how he came home, that he was playing football and then he felt a sharp pain on his knee, and the next thing they started removing pins from his knee. I've been choking pins on his knee. I'm like, what kind of thing is this one? That's to show you that there are people who have gone out there to play football, they have gone into sports, they have done so many things to break out of poverty, but it did not work for them. But you see, Victor Osimhen, his own worked because of God's grace. And sometimes this grace of God, you might think is partial. When we get to heaven, we will ask God the question, God, why did we pray, and you did not answer us? Why did we work so hard? Because if it were hard work that made people so rich, all these bricklayers, all these messy men, all these people roofing, people doing POP, that are menial jobs. I'm not talking about the people who collect the contract, the people who work for those who collect the contract. They would have been the richest. But there are people who sit in their house and just say, you here, do this one, take this one, deliver here. And they've made money. There are people who make 1 million naira every day. There are people who make 200,000 naira every day. There are people who make 50,000 naira every day. There are people who make 25,000 naira every day. So in all of this, it's different grace levels. But in all we are praying is that God, as we pray to you, as we ask you to bless our hustle, may you listen to us. May you help us and bless that hustle. Because sometimes it looks as though, look at Davido. The father told him, no, he cannot sing. He should not sing. He should go and read his books and all that. At the end of the day, David graduated and went back to music. That's his calling. So, and we should also look at our children. If you have kids, if you don't have yet, when you have, look at your children and see their passion. Like for my kids, 4 of them, they are football players. They are into football. My daughter is a professional footballer. So in all of this, let's just try to look out for what our kids like. Sometimes you might not have the money, but just encourage that child. Encourage that your sibling. Encourage that your neighbor's child. Before you know it, they will turn out good. Just like Victor Osimhen today is talking about that family. You will be that person, that family, the person will be talking about and thanking God that they cross paths with you. Always be kind.